Hello, hi everyone. Welcome today to another session of our demo walkthroughs, our product walkthroughs. So today we have team with Connects It, which is a smart way to connect apps. So Connects It is a Zapier alternative, whereby you can connect two apps and allow information and data to be flowing between the two apps. So if you want to connect, say, a Google form to maybe another app, like for example your CRM. So that connects it is a way for you to do so. So today we have the founder Rakesh, who will be taking us through a quick look into what the product can do. So we're very excited. So hi Rakesh.
Hi, Donald. Hi, team.
Hi. So I think without further ado, I'm just gonna hand the screen over to you, and so that you can share with the team what you guys have been brewing up for the last few months or so, and also what is your roadmap and how the product works. So without further ado, Rakesh, can you take over?
Sure. I'll do that. I'll start sharing my screen.
Sure.
So you're able to see the screen.
Yes, I can see your screen right now. So Rakesh, maybe you can take us through very quickly what does the application do, and then maybe we can go into how the application works.
Okay, sure. I'll do that. So as Donald explained about the tool, so we are an Zapier alternative where you guys can connect the apps and build your own workflow automations. So once you log into our application, so you will be able to see. So you will be able to see the dashboard screen where there will be a number of connects and the apps which we added recently.
Right.
And this is the connects you are actually been created. And this is the task consumption window where you can actually, you can see how many number of tasks is available. So this is the basic apps. And when you go to our apps tab, so these are all the number of apps which we added to Connexit as an integrated library. So this is our library. There are two types of app which we does. So Connexit support, that is one is authorized app and one is webbook apps. So people can actually use these apps to integrate between and connect and build an workflow. So there are two types of app, and to authorize these apps, so there are you have to OAuth based. There is one type is OAuth based authorization, so where you can actually click on giving and allowing access to particular application, so that will allow the access. So this will be authenticating the application. And the other one is will be then API key based authorization. So API key is just like we have to place an authentication token for like authorizing our app. So I already did authorize the app. So let us straight away jump and start creating connects to just to show like how our actual app works, and everything happens over here. So this is the basic play area of Connexit, you can say. So this is where all the magic happens. So people can use just drag and drop features, so which is first of kind in automation platforms, we can say. And they can actually build their own workflow. So I'll just connect start the trigger as an Calendly app, so where people can actually use Calendly for booking any appointment. So when there is any new appointment inside Calendly, that is triggered, so we can able to get a trigger. So this is app, and we will be clicking on test and review. So this is to check whether we are actually receiving data from Calendly or not. And we do have an once we done test and review app, so we have a plus icon where this will be helpful for to add an additional attribute. For example, if I want this particular attribute, so I can select these attributes and use the same thing for my future automations. So this is how, so this data will be present over here. So this is how you can actually start using the triggers. So now I will select an action. So I just build a short workflow. I'll just wanted to show that workflow automation. So I will use Calendly. When there is a new appointment, I will select store the user record on HubSpot, which is a CRM. So I'm just using HubSpot as an action tool where I will create a contact. So when there is a new appointment inside Calendly, so I'm just using these details and storing a contact inside HubSpot. So this will actually, create a contact inside HubSpot. So you can see this is my HubSpot contact, HubSpot tool. And now I'm going to create a contact by clicking on test and review. So this will send a data to HubSpot and which actually create a contact inside HubSpot. So you can see the data which is we are getting it from Calendly. So we actually created it is been created over here with the email ID. So with this email ID and the name, so which has been created inside HubSpot. So like this, so we will be adding more applications. So we can build our own workflow. So I use a link shortener. So just Bitly to use short a link between our app. So imagine that there is a new appointment and I'm storing it in my CRM. Now I'm using Bitly app to shorten my link URL. That will be imagine that like we are actually using an ebook. So we are sending a link of our ebook. So I'm just pasting the long URL and I'm connecting my name. So the name title for the title which we are receiving it from Calendly. So and I will click on test and review. So this will enable for Bitly to send a data to Bitly, and also it will generate a short link for me. So you can see that. So using our additional attributes which make our application more robust. So this I can use it, and I can use this tool for my further automations. So now my link shortener worked, and like I got a shorter link of an ebook. Now I'm using an formatter. So this is an internal application inside Connexit. So where we use these formatters to modify the data. So basically we have three formatters as of now. So one is date formatter, number formatter, and text formatter. This we are using it to modify the data. We can see whatever the data we are getting it from our triggers. So I just use this text formatter to merge the data which I received from Calendly as my trigger. So I'm using the name. I just connect the link which we received from Bitly, and also I use an event type and also the event start time. So this is basically I'm connecting this thing. I'm just building a content for my sending a notification. So here you don't need to use too much of no brainer things. So just use @. So you will be able to see all the attributes which we connected from from the left hand side app. So I can select I at invitee name, and I can build my own content, customized content, I can say. So thanks for choosing. So So I'm just created a customized content basically. So, and I will click on validate. So this will validate my formatter. So this will enable that I'm just receiving the data from all the apps. Now I use, any notifiers like Gmail to send an email to an user. So I'm selecting an action as send email. So we can have an customized subject, and we will select the user. I'm just selecting the user from my Calendly app, and also formatter data. I'm just using it for body of Gmail. Now I will send a test email. So by clicking on test and review, so this will actually send an email from Gmail to just a sample email. So this everything is worked perfectly. So we can also use this to notify our team members. So like by sending an like a Slack message, or by actually creating a card inside Trello. So I'll just use Trello just to create a card inside Trello. So all these apps, so before you use this, so you have to authorize by using our authorization method. So that is, as I shown you, like you will be using an OAuth based authorization or an API key based authorization. So now I will select Trello as create card, and I use the board, and I use the list. And I can select the same output from Trello from my text formatter, and actually click on test and review. So this will send a data from text formatter to Trello. So I can show that. So this is my board. So this is the Trello board, and I choose as so here it is. So you can see that. So this is the data we are actually received from our application. So once you're done, so you can use again. There are multiple apps you can use. So I can use Slack to notify my team member.
Right.
So I can drag and drop Slack. So I use Slack as sending a channel message. So I will use the same output which I received from my formatter, and I will input the Slack name, channel name. So this is my Slack channel. So we are going to receive a message over here. So I will click on test and review. So once all the tests are successful, so so once all the tests are successful, so our publish button will be enabled after all the apps are successful. So has been sent to Slack. So this is the Slack. So we can just
Right.
connects it. So with the Bitly link also. So now we will go ahead and publish our connect. So my connect is successful. So this is what we actually done. So that is whenever there is an invitee created on Calendly, so it will trigger a create contact on HubSpot and create a short link that is our ebook and notify the user with a short link of ebook downloadable link and also notify our team member by creating a card and sending a Slack message on channel, sending a channel message on Slack. So let's go ahead and test this how it actually works. So I'll
Sure.
go to Calendly. So this is my Calendly link. So now any new appointment is been booked. So this is, I'm just confirming a new appointment with my name and email ID. So I just schedule an event. So that's it. So my appointment is been, confirmed. Now, as per our connects, so this will actually create a contact in HubSpot. So this is our connect. So this will actually create a contact in HubSpot and take an short link in Bitly and merge the data, send an email, and also update my Trello board with the Slack. So let's go ahead and check in HubSpot. So we actually given a delay of as of now it is like around 2 minutes. So this is basically to check our load.
Right.
Usually it happens instantaneously. So you can see that with my name and email ID, the contact
Mm.
details is being added
Right.
inside HubSpot. And also similar way, so you can also see that there will be an, you can see there is a board card has been created inside Trello board. So with my name and also thanks for choosing with the same content basically. And similar way, we will be able to receive a Slack message also. So this is the Slack message which we received, using the channel. And also we will receive an email as well. So with the subject name. So this is an email. Sorry. Um, yeah, this is basically similar type of an email. So we will be received.
Yep. I get it.
Yeah, this is the email. So
Right.
with the name and also the book link, ebook link, so we can able to receive an email. So this is how the automation works. So when
Right.
we create, so it's basically no brainer thing, and also this is we have done it for and keep it task as simple as possible. So where people can just use drag and drop features and also the connect between the nodes. So they don't need any technical knowledge to create a connects inside Connexit. So usually like all our competitors or like all any other automation tool, they do follow an elevator kind of tree structure. So this is the first of its kind. So where we give an bird view and people can use a simple step of drag and drop to create their own connects.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. I mean, this is pretty cool. I mean, it reminds me of the the visual workflow builders from tools such as ManyChat, you know.
Yeah, true.
Correct. Okay, cool. So like, what's the so just a few thoughts, right? What's the craziest thing you guys have built, like in terms of like interconnectedness? Because this is something that would be um pretty intense to build, maybe in a in Zapier, for example, right? So what's the
See the
furthest you
idea.
guys have pushed, like using your platform to build in terms of automations?
So sorry, Donald, I missed you actually.
Okay, cool. So I mean, you can build some pretty complex automations right now, right? This is like a multi-step
Yes.
and
You
multi-app.
can use a multi-step automation. You can create with without any too much of technical aspects. So just by using this is a small example funnel workflow. You can create n number of different type of application. You can add more and send an SMS kind of things, and you can actually build a more complex workflow rather than
Mm,
means other than this. And also for this all this you don't need any kind of an technical knowledge or any sort of it.
right.
uh, and also people can use, there are a lot of other options we are adding like conditioners and an encryptor decryptor. So these are all things it will actually help users to modify their data based on their complex workflows.
Got it. Got it. So, in a flow like this, right? How many how many credits, or how many, whichever, however way you count the number of automations, right? How many credits are used in automation like this,
Okay,
and
fine.
how does it stack against your plan, like
So
that you're offering?
I will just explain in this particular connects. See, this is an HubSpot is one of the app. So where whenever there is an event being triggered inside Calendly, so we are not going to count a Calendly trigger as per a trigger is not being counted under task. So only HubSpot action will be counted as one task, and then Bitly will be two tasks, and Gmail will be three, and Slack and Trello will be four and five respectively. So this particular task will be five complete tasks with one operation. So this is an our internal thing. So we counted this as an operation. So now for this particular connect, so there are six tasks means six total tasks being used. So for whenever there is a new appointment being booked for this particular connect.
Cool. So that
I
this
can
counts
show you
as,
that as well. So I'll just
okay,
show
sure.
you in terms of a dashboard. So you can see there are three active connects, and you can see the task being consumed. So here it is 16, but like this is the previously I used task. So as of now, it has counted only as a six task.
Right. Right. Okay. Got it. Got it. I see. I see. So how would you say, like, your I mean, besides the obvious difference in terms of the user interface and the ease of connecting things, right? How would you say you're different from a tool like maybe Zapier? And also, how do you see the tool growing in the future? Where do you guys intend for the tool to develop?
See the idea behind like all the automation tools. So when they actually say that like all automation tools are same, so we completely disagree on that part because of the reason of like kind of deep integrations. So of course there are a couple of apps like generally used apps we will consider, so it should be present in each and every applications, automation application. But other than that is considered, so we are working on a deep integrations for all. You can see our latest competitors and all. So you have to do a lot of things when it comes to a deeper integrations. So this is the things we are concentrating on particular apps to go ahead, do a very easy to use interface. So our idea is just any business owner on a layman can start using by just using drag and drop features with our simplet user interface. So the target is like very simple, that like the idea is to like everyone, each and everyone can build a complex workflows using our application. So that's the idea, and we target means we concentrate morely on into deeper integrations on particular apps. Of course I agree when it is considered that like normal used apps, like most used apps we can say, so those apps will be same in all our competitor. But in terms of user interface or like an easy to use is one of our USP. And the
Sure.
second is second thing what we are targeting is a deeper integration. which definitely people will, because we are just new to market. So, but later on, people will definitely going to understand. So, what is the deep integration means? So, when they
Mm.
actually build it more complex workflows and they can actually use more data in terms of an app has been considered. So, that's the idea behind Connexit.
Okay,
And
cool.
also, like, we use a webhook method, which actually supports an other tools like which actually they actually built way behind, and they use polling method as is
Mm.
considered. So that's the reason they give very number of tasks as very less. So our initial plan itself, so we are actually giving it as like somewhere around 4,000 task or operations per month.
Okay, sure. So how about something maybe a little bit more complex, right? Like for example, if we want, say, an operation whereby um, a triggers a lookup into a Airtable, right, to check for certain values, and then there's a conditional if like certain if there is a value inside one of the rows inside Airtable, then it triggers maybe another action. Do you have something like built in like this really, like a query
As
lookup?
of now, it is at this moment. So we are actually building a conditional tool.
Mhm.
So at this moment, we are just having a three formatters, that is text, number, and date formatter. So
Right.
definitely we are going to means the conditioner is on its way. So we are going to build once it is there. So definitely we can able to do that, like what you are saying. So which is basically checking a condition, similar to like formatter we are using. So it will comes something similar to this. So
Cool.
uh, like this will be like people can use as some conditioner thing over here.
Sure.
And here all this link shortener also will help us in having like kind of that is again though this is an external tools, but here using our additional attribute features. So these tools actually help us give us the most robust thing, as you are mentioning about lookup thing. So this is where the additional attributes will come into picture. So where this is the data actually we are getting after we triggered that particular app in our test and review. So
Right.
this by this they can actually use a lookup option. And once they got this data, for example, consider they are getting this particular link, and in this link, so they can actually check a condition over here, and they can
Right.
send the data to this app or this app. So that
Right.
basically that is possible.
Sure. So in terms of like the number of apps you're supporting right now, what does that look like right now?
So right now we are having our in our library. So we have around 200 plus apps, and we keep adding more apps to our library. So the idea is by end of December. So the idea is to come up with somewhere around 400 to 500 apps.
Okay. Okay. Would the tool be able to support things like, for example, file transfer? Let's say, for example, um, like transferring a certain size file to another application, for example. Like Zapier has, I think, some limits in terms of like how much data they can transfer between two apps, right? Do you guys have something similar?
No, at this moment we are not supporting file transfers basically. So definitely once it is there, so we can able to help that out.
Okay, got
So
it, got it.
we don't have the number as of now at this moment.
Cool. Anything in terms of the apps that you're supporting right now for WordPress? Like, for example, do you support like Fluent Forms or Gravity Forms, for example?
Yes, yes. So we do have all these apps. So you can see, forms as considered. So I can show this viral loop is one of the things. So and the
So
Groove
Fluent
Forms,
Forms. Okay, I see Fluent
Groove
Forms.
Forms. Yeah. So and also we do have Gravity Forms as well. So ClickFunnels we are having, and Teachable Jot Form, and Payment Gateway as Razorpay. So Instamojo, Stripe, and these are all the lead pages.
Right. And this is based on these are based on API
So
API.
we support both API and also like webhook things. So we are best of both worlds. So currently this authorized app. So we are actually tending to move to bring all into our authorization app, because
Right.
that makes people job easier rather than pasting an webhook URL in another app. So we are trying to do as much as a deeper integration as considered. So they don't need to do a lot of work when actually connecting those apps. So that's the idea behind it. So we are tending to move all the app as authorized app, but which are all not being supported, or it might take some time. So that's the reason. So we are actually giving it as a webhook app as of now.
Okay. Do you guys have like sufficient instructions in terms of like how to set up the webhooks? Is it easy to do? Is for the common users?
Yes, yes, it is very easy. So for example, consider I can say that, like, for example, so I'll just show you one of the example, so which is teachable. So this is teachable, so where we actually support all these kind of application, and they just need to copy this URL and just go to teachable instructions. So that will be like settings and webhooks. So they just need to go ahead and so paste a webhook over here. That's it. So paste a webhook, and this will, they just need to click on select the format we support is JSON format, and they can actually create an webhook. So this will enable things. So once they are done, so they are good to go. So now if they want to get any data, so they just need to click on capture webhook response. So this will trigger connects it to capture and webhook from teachable. So now they just need to go to here, adding an user. So, and click on enroll. So just click on import. So that's it. So automatically the data will be popped up over here. So you can see it is very instantaneous. So they don't need to do anything. Every data will be present instantaneously. So you can see my email ID and being captured. So similarly, they can use, again, all these tools to store those data. So rest all things will be same basically. So just the connection will be, different. That's it.
Right, right. Okay, cool. So that means basically when a user signs up for a teachable student account under teachable, right? Then that gets
Yeah.
funneled to your HubSpot CRM. So you could do the same thing similarly. Like let's say, for example, somebody opts into a form in your HubSpot in your HubSpot marketing automation, right?
Yeah.
You could trigger like an account to be created for the thing inside Teachable, and then maybe send them an email to say that we've created an account for you in Teachable and something like that.
Yes, yes, we can do that. So whenever
Mm,
there is an teachable apps thing is created, so we can start connecting these apps to like multiple other apps. So what is your use case? So you want to send an email after whenever there is an teachable account is been created, right?
right.
So I can do that. So I can just create a send email. So right now I'm just connecting all these details directly. So just for trial purpose. So this will directly send an email to this particular ID. So I don't know, there is some problem. So there's some problem with the data. So I will check that. So
Sure,
this is how
sure.
we basically need to connect this, and now we can able to send the data.
Got it. Cool. I understand. So, okay. Thanks for showing us through the app and everything. It really looks very interesting. Can we take a final look at the pricing of the app right that you have right now, and can you explain to us how that works for everyone?
Means as per that, so we are actually providing 4,000 tasks for every month, task or operations. So for our pro account is considered.
Sure.
So
Maybe you can show us the homepage,
sorry.
your product homepage. You have your pricing on your product homepage, right?
No, we don't have one at this moment.
Oh,
So this is
oh,
the
okay.
pro plan we are actually providing. So that will be 4,000 tasks or operations per month.
Sure.
So but we are actually providing an annual subscription for the same
Right.
thing. So people has to enable an annual subscription. So this is the plan we are actually giving it for for our early adopters. So we are planned on $1 per month. So with an annual subscription like kind of $12. for
Sure.
4% tasks. So authorized.
And is this like $1 a month thing? Like, is this a grandfathered rate
Yes, yes.
for
So
users?
this will be grandfather. So we are not going to increase any type of like add-on or anything. So for this particular number of tasks or operations. So definitely once they are in pro plan, so this will be grandfather for life. So $1 per month. This is
Cool.
only for early adopters, so that we are actually closed today. So this today is the last date. So we enabled very short licenses. So now will be going to revise our pricing.
Sure. Got it, man. Okay, so that's great to hear. So I think with that in mind, right, I think we can sum up. So we've seen basically what the app can do. It suddenly looks like quite interesting, and it's very powerful in terms of like being able to create multi-step automations. So thanks, Rakesh. Thanks for showing us through the app and everything. So I
Thank you, Donald.
guess.
It was great actually, to be a part. So we started our journey. So by our initial post, you can say our first post of Connexit is in Martech Group. So Martech Group is in, we actually get a very overwhelmed response as we invited for a test beta responses as well. So that was, very awesome of you, and thanks for the community. So we always love to be part of it.
Sure, and we're happy to have to bring the app to everyone also. So I guess just a short message to everyone who's um, like gone through the entire walkthrough, right? If you have the chance, really do consider taking out the offer that Rakesh and team have put up for early adopters, right? And try out the app. Like, it certainly looks very powerful, and I mean, what's the harm? It's what's $1 a month? It's really nothing much. And you could be leveraging a very powerful tool for many years to come. So Rakesh, thanks very much for the
Yeah,
for
thank
the
you, Donald.
walkthrough. Yeah, and I'll leave it to the community to ask more questions about the app when
Sure.
we post
Definitely,
the video.
we are happy to help, and we do have a live support in our website, so people can have any questions, and I will be answering their questions in comments as well. So I'll be happy to help anytime.
Great. So thank you very much. Thanks, Rakesh. Thanks everyone. We'll,
Thank you,
we'll see you in the
Donald.
group. Bye bye.
Bye. So can I stop sharing?
Yep, sure.
Yeah,
You
that's
can
it.
also stop recording also. Do you want to stop recording?
Yes. So I will do that.
Can do. Thank you.